So we're here to talk about Dragon Age Origins because that is the homework assignment was to talk about a 3 to 5 minute long video, what game we love and why we love it. So Dragon Age Origins, probably my most favorite game that I've ever played. It's the only game that I've played through on 5 separate occasions, and the reason for that is because there's just so much that you can do in that game. Like there's so many decisions that affect the outcome of the end story, so I thought it would be neat to go through, and I just fell in love with the land of Ferelden and the characters, and just everything about that game was phenomenal. What it's about, it is placed in um, the land of Ferelden, which has just come out from underneath the rule of its Orlesian overlords. There was a war against the native Fereldans and the invading or the occupying Orlesians, which was a country to the west of Ferelden, and they had just won their independence from the Orlesians. So the reason it's called Dragon Age is because the dragons in this particular world were thought to be extinct, but there have been more frequent sightings of dragons, and so every age, which is 100 years, they name the um, age after what happened. Like in the age previous to the Dragon Age, it was the Blessed Age, and that was because the Church of Andraste had come to fruition and brought the land of Ferelden out of this dark imperial tyranny of the God, I forget what it's called, but it's Kirkwater. I forget. But the premise of the game is you are Grey Warden, which is a special group of warriors that are trained to fight these things called Darkspawn. And Darkspawn come out every 500 or 600 years in what's known as a blight. And the blight is hopefully stopped before it can become any worse than it is, because if a blight reaches its full momentum, then it's almost impossible to stop without, armies falling underneath the archdemon's call. And essentially, what the blight is the archdemon, which is like the father of all the darkspawn. It possesses the body of a dragon, and the dragon commands the darkspawn with like a hive mind colony sort of deal. Um, that's what it's about. You are thrown into the middle of a civil war because the king of Ferelden, King Cailan, wants to fight the Darkspawn and ride into battle with the Grey Wardens, and his second in command, Lord Tyrion Loghain, um, he is not convinced that it is in fact a blight, and he thinks it's just a way for the Orlesians to reoccupy Ferelden after they fought for their independence, because King Cailan's asking for the Orlesians' help in the war against the Darkspawn. So King Cailan falls in battle, and the majority of the Grey Wardens fall in battle because Tyrion Loghain decides that he doesn't want to ride into the battle at I forget what the name of the place is, but it's the very first area in the game. But because he doesn't ride in, all the Grey Wardens and King Cailan's forces get overrun by the Darkspawn, and since the king dies and he doesn't have an heir, it throws the land of Ferelden into a civil war. So that's pretty much the premise behind the game. Is you're a Grey Warden and you're trying to muster forces. You have to get the dwarves, the elves, and the circle of the Magi, because they have old treaties with the Grey Wardens that during a blight they can be called upon to help fight. And so that's what you do. You wander around and you do quests for these people so that they'll fight for you when the time comes to face the archdemon. All right, so that's one of the reasons why I love the game, because of how involved it is, and just in depth and crazy and awesome. You can be a wizard, you can be a warrior, or you can be a rogue, but there are so many different aspects that you can take into each different class. It's not just like, okay, cool, I'm a mage, I'm just gonna shoot fireballs all day. No, there's like you can cast haste on yourself, you can cast haste on your allies, you can be a healer, you can be a controller. My particular mage was a like I like to call a control mage because I had all the immobilizing spells like paralyze and petrify and cone of cold and crushing prison and stasis cell. So there's just a lot of different avenues that you can take with it, and yeah, I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about Dragon Age Origins, and if anyone's out there that thinks Dragon Age Origins has any faults, please feel free to leave them in the comment area below or comment with your own video and let me know why, and I will argue these points with you because Dragon Age Origins is amazing. Dragon Age 2 did not live up to its predecessor because that was a big shadow to fill. So, yeah, Dragon Age Origins. It's probably my most favorite game of all time, and I don't know if there will be one that will beat it because it's just awesome. Thank you for your time.